Why are lore enthusiasts mad about Arcane 2? Okay, so the biggest one is erasure. Arcane 2 and Arcane as a whole has been rewriting the original lore. But why are people mad about this? It's an adaptation. Why are original fans always mad at adaptations? This is a different dynamic. Arcane is more than just an adaptation of Runeterra's lore into a TV show. It's the new standard. Originally, when Arcane Season 1 was made, it was its own continuity. It was just another adaptation, a good adaptation, but another adaptation. But between the release of Season 1 and Season 2, it was determined that Arcane would be canon now, as they're trying to create one standard canon for the Runeterra universe. So, that means that all the changes that Arcane meant, boom, now in the mainline. And people have varying opinions on this. I'm mostly talking about the people who are upset. Because, on one hand, I think it's reasonable. On the other hand, I think some people are being overly dramatic. Because, personally, I see all of the changes as an improvement. It Arcane does a lot to create bridges between the champions that live in the city. Echo and Jinx had implied connections, and you know their voice lines in the games, but it wasn't this strong as like their childhood friends. Um, Arcane also shows these champions meeting and greeting and working through conflicts together, having conflicts with each other. Arcane makes this city feel more like a real place, and they it presents Peltover and Zon in a more believable and interconnected manner. However, the cast of Peltover and Zon is a lot bigger than what's in Arcane. Several characters were not included in Arcane Season 1 and 2. And a lot of these characters are crucial characters to the setting and region. For example, we have major members of the Enforcers like Camille. Um, Arcane has an entire new cast of Ken Barons. Um, they were Ken Barons in the games. You have Renata Glass and you have Urgot. Neither of them are in Arcane. Um, Jason Victor built a robot together called Blitzstank. Not in Arcane. Gone. No mention, no illusion, unless you want to count those little robots running around in the finale. You want to call them Blitzcranks? Nada. Nothing. Squat. Um, Victor looks entirely different now. Love new Victor. They abandoned the Tesla punk look of Victor for this more like Art Nouveau, Aether punk thing. Love that. They did a similar thing to Warwick. Love that too. I love Aether punk. I don't know if I've made this obvious before. Aether punk is the best fantasy subgenre. Yeah, I love that. Abandoning the steampunk, Tesla punk look of Peltover and Zon. Love that. That was my least favorite aspect of Peltover and Zon. Love the Aether punk in appreciation coming from the show and the new standard going forward. But not everyone will. Some people really liked Warwick's old look. Some people liked Victor's old look. I'm sorry for you. You lost something. But I also think that, well, it's evolving, you know. What are you gonna do about it? I don't think that whining on the internet, being upset, or any of that thing is gonna be really productive. It sucks, but move on. Yes, that's the only thing I can tell fans who are really mad about the changes, and so yeah, fans are disappointed because Arcane is now canon, erasing the original canon, and there are several characters who aren't represented yet, and it isn't clear how, when, or if they can appear in a story ever again. Because it's a very messy transfer and erasure of a long history. my favorite champion is here, Echo, so I don't gotta worry. Echo is the only champion from this region I care about. I'm good. Um, but I think this whole thing of Arcane, the big thing I want to talk about in this video, the vegetables hidden in the meal, is that I think Arcane exposes a problem with long term, like live games as a service, live games and world building. Um, the problem is those two things don't go hand in hand. Um, you're seeing this with League of Legends. You're seeing this with oh, I almost said World of Warcraft. I meant to say Overwatch. You're seeing this with Overwatch. You're seeing this with League of Legends. These games work by introducing more and 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 more characters as the years goes on. The cast is constantly inflating. Look at Seraphine. I think Seraphine. No, Seraphine is not. I was going to say Seraphine is the newest addition to the cast in Zon, but no, Renata Glass has come out since. But I'm going to talk about Seraphine. So, Seraphine comes out. Seraphine is a champion that lives in Peltover and Zon, and the community disliked her for valid reasons. She does not look like she belongs in Peltover and Zon with all that glitter and all that spice. You know, this is very pop star, poppy. It's very poppy. Um, Peltover and Zon ain't that poppy. Why is she in Peltover and Zon? Well, she was designed to be part of the K-pop, the music alternate universe. Her entire um, presentation feels more like an afterthought to match that thing. Well, can't really say that much anymore in 2024 because she came to Legends of Runeterra, and I think the way they present her there feels really good for Pelton where it's on. So I think I'm getting all over the place. But I'm more talking about Seraphine's original introduction. She came in, and it's like, what is this? This ain't part of this world. And I feel a similar way about Zari. Zari also yeah, I forgot about Zari. Zari is another addition to Peltover and Zon cast. She's supposed to be this vigilante, this hero of Zon, and it's like, we already got Echo. Why is there another one? You know, you start getting additions to the cast that's redundant or they don't fit right. Another one, the most recent one, no, not anymore. Damn, they keep adding new characters, and I keep losing track of who's here. Um, Aurora. She's just like bunny witch. The first time I saw Aurora, it was on Twitter. I thought someone was just posting really good OC art. I was like, oh, cool. That's a cool witch OC. I didn't look at Aurora and think that's a character from Runeterra. Like there's nothing from looking at Aurora that really sells her as a character in this world to me. She just looks like a really well designed OC for someone's personal project. She doesn't look like part of this world. Or I think also I think her voice lines, and she doesn't really feel like part of this world. She feels like someone got isekai'd into Runeterra, if I'm being honest. Yeah, so my main point is that as these live service games go on and they continuously add new characters to their cast, things get disjointed. And it becomes very hard to service all of those stories. Like, god damn it, could you imagine Arcane trying to represent every single character in Peltover and Zon? Where would they fit in the space? Arcane as it is was already struggling to accommodate its current cast of characters. You expected that to inflate it more to accommodate all of these people. I think the issue here is more that the game has too many characters to accommodate a proper like linear series of story. Maybe an anthology series could work, but not the style of show that Arcane was trying to be. So the absence of these characters was inevitable. So yeah, that's just my random string of thoughts about Arcane 2 and live service games and world building. I think live service games and world building, they can't go together because it's just constant content without a lid, without a cap, without a proper filter, and it makes things muddy.